reached out to me when #CheerUpCharlie was first born, and can I say thank you for taking the time to record the single with us, and what a stunning single it was. And I'm now honoured that I'm in a position where my voice is making a difference, and I have an amazing team building behind the scenes, and speak to people like you that give my generation the hope that things will change, but change needs to be learned, as most of the behaviour I encounter is learned generally in the home environment. And I'm so lucky that I have parents that if I wish to dance, I can. And if I wish to wear a unicorn jumper, then I can. So how can we help get over this massive negativity around the arts, especially within my generation and boys?
I think it's bringing it to the way that the only way you can bring it to people's minds is by shoving it in their faces, essentially. Do you know what I mean? It's like sort of saying, listen, what's wrong with this? Like, there isn't. Like, we're all really cool. We're all really we have fun. I mean, you saw it when it happened to you, how much the theatre community just went, no, that's not fair and that's not right. And we, you know, you sort of give you like a giant hug from afar, because it's just, we're like an industry that sticks together. And I think people need to see that. I think they need to see that we're actually just having really fun times. We're really cool people, really normal people, and just because we sing and that's making a difference. The fact that someone sits in an office and types all day, great, that's what you want to do it. You know, we need to sort of normalize it almost. And I think bringing it to people's attention, putting it on their TV screens, putting it on their social media more, you know, just making sure that they're seeing it almost without realizing it, you know, subconsciously. It's part of their lives. It's not this, oh, you do that, do you? You know, oh, you dance, do you? It's not that sort of attitude. It's just like, oh, you dance? Yeah, I see lots of people dancing. Yeah. Oh, you work in office? Yeah, I see lots of people working in office. Oh, you work as a refuse man? Yeah, brilliant. I see lots of people doing that. Thanks for doing it. It's just it's another regular job that people do. That's what they kind of need to see, that it's just another part of the world, that not a problem to be involved in. Whatever you do, if you enjoy it, then it shouldn't be an issue. But of course it comes from opinion, and I don't mean, and people don't have to love musical theatre. I don't think that everyone has to love musical theatre, and I think that's what makes us interesting human beings, is when people do have different opinions, different stuff. But it's trying to avoid the nasty part of it. Like, why do we need to get nasty because of it then? If you don't like it, just don't go and watch something. That's fine. Why do we need to be negative towards it? And I do think it's about normalizing the industry. It's about normalizing any job. Why do we have an opinion of that job that's nasty? Let it just be an opinion. It's like, you know, social media's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Sometimes it's totally brilliant, like it was for you, really. Like, when it happened, social media just went crazy for you, you know, because we all could use that to jump on board. And if we didn't have, we might not have been able to quite so quickly get, you know, come for the people that, you know, hurt you. And maybe we wouldn't have it, but also it's there, and it's a negative because you do see the negative side, and you do see the people that, you know, that are negative and can be horrible. And I think it's up to me, when you've got someone that's being a troll, you know, I've only just recently really learned that term. I don't really know what trolling really is, but when you've got like a troll, I ignore them, and I don't let it get to me. I'm just like, oh, shush. It's like totally boring to be like that. And to be honest, you say that Come From Away is your favourite, is like one of your favourites, right?
My absolute favourite.
Isn't it just stunning? What I love about Come From Away is that we could all learn from it, in just that if we were all a little bit more Newfoundlander, like those people that were at Gander that just went, what can we do for you? If we were all a little bit more like that, the world would just be a goddamn nicer place, because everyone would be there for each other, as opposed to fighting each other, as opposed to being nasty to each other, as opposed to trying to outdo each other with what they, you know, it. And I think that's what it is. It's Stevens Schwartz actually said this amazing thing once when I did a gig with him, and he said, if you just treated someone the way you wanted to be treated yourself, then we wouldn't have any problems in this world. And that is so completely true. If you want, no one wants to get hurt or beaten up. So if you go, I don't want to get hurt or beaten up, so therefore I won't hurt or beat up anyone. It's that simple. Like, if we could just have that mindset, that's what should. And I think it obviously comes from being taught, but it also comes from what we can. It needs to come from everyone. It needs to come from parents, teachers, at schools, but it also needs to come at you from your social media, from the TV, from everything we're watching and everything that subconsciously is going in. It's a really difficult thing to achieve, but maybe we should just say, let's just all be a little bit more Newfoundlander.
If we all had a little bit more Islander, if we all had a little bit of
Right?
Islander in our personality, just a little bit of Islander,
we'd all be lovely. We'd all be lovely. You know, there would be no hate in the world left, because everyone's just so goddamn nice.
So I know that people from the arts are very giving. Do you work alongside any charities, or are you the patron of any performing arts schools?
I am over in Ireland, really, a patron for in a drama school in Belfast. What I always do is, when someone calls me or sends me an email and is like, we're doing this charity single for Theatre Support Fund, or we're doing this for Acting for Others, or we're doing this for Great Ormond Street, all they have to say is, and I'm just like, what do you need me to do? Like, what is it? Like, I will do everything I can to support every aspect of charity work, and it's so lovely that I get to do it in the way that I get to do it, in that I can share my music and sing, and do that which I love to do, and it helps raise money for charity. I think that's an amazing thing, and I think it's really good to always have moments in your year where you go, how much have I done for charity this year? Have I done enough? Do I feel like I've done enough? Do I feel like I'm, because we can get very into earning money and making sure that we're being as successful as it can be, but that's so important to always put your hand in, and trying to do as much for charity as you can. We released a single in January for Mind, my two friends, Nick Barstow and Emma Lindard, because we felt that mental health was getting really, really tricky this year. Mental health is there all the time, but I think this last year with COVID, that we don't mention, has been really, really hard work. And we were like, no, that we need to get it out. We don't need COVID, get it out. But I think we were like, no, we want to acknowledge that it's been a tricky year, and we want to raise some money for a charity that is really important right now. So yeah, I will do, if something comes in my email that's for charity, it's just a very easy yes. When do you need it by, and what do you need me to do? And I will do it, because it's so important to keep, and to also be, someone that shows that we should support it. If someone reads my feed, they need to know that, yeah, you should support these charities. And if it's through me, great. If you see it through me, great. Doesn't matter where you see it, as long as you see it. And if you've got followers, then that's really one of the best ways to do it, because you go, right, okay, you might have seen that I've done something for charity, go and do it. Yeah, go and donate, go to that Just Giving page. So it's always very, very useful for anyone to do it, but very specifically if you're someone that's followed by people, I think.
Yeah. So if you could give yourself some advice as a child, knowing what you know now as an adult, what would it be? And let's be honest, would you actually listen to it?
Ooh, I get asked this question a lot, like, what would you say to your younger self that you wish you'd known, is a question I get asked a lot. And do you know what? I have just two best parents that just taught me so well, and just always, made me think things through correctly. I think I made one mistake once that made my mum throw the phone across the wall, and I just went, I am never going to do that again. So I think in terms of stuff that I wish I'd known, I don't know if there's many lessons in that I could have really told myself that I didn't already know, to an extent. I think, though, in terms of the industry, I have got one, and I think I would have said to myself earlier on, don't take the no's to heart in any way. When you get a no, don't take it personally. It's nothing to do with you. It's to do with things that are quite often are out of your control. And I think I wish I could have sort of known that. I definitely know that now, and obviously, and like for the last sort of 10 years, I think I've known that. But for the first sort of 5 or 6 years of my life in this industry, I let them really get to me and really upset me. I cried, you know, at many no's, and I was like, you can't do anything about them, and more often than not they lead you down a different path that might even be better anyway, you know. And so I think that's what I would have liked to have told myself while I was in drama school, is expect those no's and don't take them to mean anything other than you just weren't the right fit at this moment. So I think that's the main advice I would listen to that, because it's one that's major in this industry. Major.
Yeah. Like the first ever no I got, I cried at, and now just, all right, it's a no. I'm not right for the part. Meh.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, I got a no not long ago. I mean, when we were still auditioning, pre-COVID, I got a no and I was a little bit, just because they said, we just think we're going to go a bit younger. Well, I couldn't do anything about my age, can I? I can't do anything about it. I can't rewind the years.
Could you not have just said no? Did you need to add on that bit? Did you need to add it on?
Yeah,
did
you need to tell me that?
No, sorry, you're not right for the part.
Yeah, did I need to hear that? I'm already, you know, struggling with my age. Yeah, so, you know, I couldn't do anything about that. So, and there's a lot of the times you can't do anything about it. You're just not right. You may be too tall, whatever, you know, and it's just nothing you can really do about it. And as you say, the road that it ends up leading you down is often sometimes better, you know. And I've got hindsight to look back at in that way. But you know, I want everyone to believe that, because you never know what you might not have got that, but instead what you got was this, and it ended up being better, and it meant you met that person, and you know. So yeah, that's the advice I would give my younger self, and I think I probably would listen to it, but then I would have been old enough to listen to myself by that point.
So now's for some funny questions, and this is where it really gets interesting.
Oh gosh.
So I'm always getting the look off my mum, as I am known for asking ridiculous questions that actually have no answer, but I ask anyway. So is there anything that your husband always tells you off for?
So many things. I would say that stealing the duvet is definitely one. I like steal the duvet, and it's like, that's not my problem. Like, I just don't. If you're cold, I don't care. Making a noise. Sounds like a
you problem, as my brother would say.
Yeah. Making a noise if I get up in the middle of the night to go and get myself a glass of water, or I go to the toilet. Making a noise and not caring if it wakes him up. I just don't. What can I say? I just don't seem to care. He'll tell me off for that. He will always tell me off for not putting stuff away in the dishwasher quick enough. I'll leave it out, you know. So he'll tell me off. He'll be like, are you going to put that in the dishwasher? You know, that's one of those kind of. It will always sort of be. He'll never really particularly get angry about it, but he's just sort of like that sort of snide remark that I get. I get loads. I get mainly those sort of snide remarks if I'm doing something that's a little bit selfish, which I do a couple of those things.
So what is the most embarrassing thing that you've done up until today and thought you'd got away with, either a prestigious event or on stage?
I definitely got away with it, but no one will remember it now. But when I was in Women in White, I was sharing the dressing room with two other girls, and they were off. One was on holiday and one was sick. So I was in the dressing room on my own, and I was reading a book. And in Women in White, we had lots of breaks in the ensemble. We had lots of time, like, just sitting in our dressing rooms, drinking tea. But because I was on my own, I was just lost in my book, and I was really lost in my book. And I got a knock on the door, and Jeremy Seckham, who is still a good friend of mine, who was in the cast with me at the time, knocked, and he went, "You all right?" Like, really panicked. And I was like, "I'm absolutely fine. Why?" And he went, You've just missed the whole end of the show. We've finished. We're bowed." And I had missed the last 15 minutes of the show and not even noticed I hadn't gone on stage. So I'd left a dance partner there dancing on his own. I had not even bowed. I'd not done all these. I was sitting in my room reading my book, and I'd completely missed it.
Sounds like something I would do. I love books.
Oh, I just get lost in them. And it was right at the end. I blame the book slightly. It was a really good book, and it was right at the end, and I had to finish it. But I just didn't. I thought I had the time, and I didn't have the time, so I missed the end of the show once. So I
What book
really,
was
I was
it?
like, I was.
Is the question.
The Time Traveler's Wife. It's being made into a musical.
Ooh.
Yes.
Cool. So, is there any role that you would love to play, regardless of gender, animal, or age?
I would love to be in Six, but I think I'm a little bit too old for Six, which is tragic. But I would love to give that a bash. I think it's a fab show. I think in terms of roles that I would love to play that maybe are, I mean, I would love to do this, but I'd be terrible at it. So I'd have to learn to try and do it, but I would be terrible at it. But I would absolutely love to be in Hamilton. But I can't, darling, I can't rap. I was not even pretending about it. I'm terrible at it. I can't do that. I just can't do it. I'd be so awful. But I would die to be in that show, because I would just feel so goddamn cool. And I think I love the music. I love the drama of the show. I love the story, and I'd happily be either of the two leads in that. But as I say, not only would I need to change gender, but I would need to learn how to do that, because I can't.
So now I know that you have the voice of an angel, so this cannot possibly count for you. But do you have any bad habits that the world does not know about?
Bad habits
or disgusting habits?
I don't know if I really do. I mean, really, I suppose the person to ask is my husband, isn't it? And just see if he's got any. He's like, oh yeah, you do this. It's really annoying.
Is he here?
No, he's upstairs. He will never hear me. Have I got any disgusting habits? He'll be rude as well. He'd probably say something like farting or something, and it won't be true, Charlie. It won't be true. I'm really trying to think if I do something late at night, which is really annoying, and I annoy myself when I realise I've done it. That it's like sort of like I just use my nail and I just scrape my teeth like that. I just like do that, and I annoy myself that I do it. So I stop myself often. But sometimes if you don't realise you're doing it, you just do it for ages, and then you're like, I've got to stop doing that. It's like gross. So I'd say that's one of the grossest things I do, hilariously. But like I don't think I'm that gross. I mean, as I say, I'm bound to have a bad habit that someone else will be able to. Probably moodiness. I'm really moody. I can get really moody. And for no reason, just because I'm just moody that day. And that's probably going to be the one that my husband picks.
Yeah, let's move on from that now.
Yeah.
Now it's for a round of quickfire questions.
Oh gosh, I'm panicked. Okay.
Who would you go and eavesdrop on if you were invisible?
The Queen.
Favorite animal?
Elephant.
Childhood book?
Oh, 5 More Minutes. It was a book about elephants, and she wanted to take a bath. It was gorgeous.
Favorite city?
New York.
Last song downloaded?
Last song downloaded was Show Yourself from Frozen.
No one ever gets that. Just like, I know. Favorite place to eat?
Well, it's because I'm learning it for something, actually. So it's cheeky. I was learning it for something. I thought, I still haven't got the Frozen 2 album off. And then that's it. I downloaded Frozen. Show Yourself. Well, hey.
Favorite place to eat?
Oaxaca.
Oh, what's that?
It's a Mexican like taco place. It's like a chain in London. I think
I have it.
Yeah, Oaxaca. Oh my god, it's delicious. And you know, I haven't been able to have it for so long because they're all in the middle of central London and they don't. So I'm desperate for everything to reopen because I'm literally going to go into town for Oaxaca.
Once lockdown's over, we'll have to go for food.
Yes. And can it be Oaxaca?
Sure.
Thanks.
Heels or flats?
Flats.
Favorite ice cream flavour?
Oh, really boring. No, cookie dough. Ben & Jerry's cookie dough.
Mine is when we went down to Dorset, and basically there was this one place in a nice place called Lulworth Cove, and it's homemade gelato, and they made Milky Way gelato. So it was Vanilla ice cream with chocolate ripples through it with chunks of Milky Way, then coated in chocolate sauce. Not coated in chocolate sauce, but then with chocolate on the top of it. And it was just like, oh, heavenly.
That's just a heart attack waiting to happen, and I just want it. Yeah, listen, ice cream all
I
the
want
way.
it now.
Yeah.
Now.
Want it now.
Favourite place to holiday?
Anywhere that's hot.
Favourite show?
Hello, Dolly.
So,
Is that it?
now, I hope your tongue is not in a twist, because it's time for a tongue twister! Woo-hoo-hoo!
Oh no, what, you're actually going to make me do a tongue twister?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh God. Okay. Oh no, what if I swear?
Hopefully,
Your
this
fault.
isn't one that you will, but maybe.
Okay.
Don't worry,
okay.
we have an editor.
Thank God. Okay, thank God. Okay.
All right, so you can repeat after me and then go on your own. We surely shall
We surely shall
see the sun
see the sun
shine soon.
shine soon.
Go!
We surely shall see the sun shine soon. We surely shall see the sun shine soon. Oh!
You're at the top, you're joined at the top of the leaderboard. So, congratulations! Two bits of news, good news and bad news. First bit is good news. You got through the interview. Second bit is bad news.
Yes!
The interview's over.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
I got through though.
It was a pleasure and an honour interviewing you.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, Charlie.
Thank you so much for doing this, Alice.
Mwah. Stay safe and I'll see you soon.
Bye. What another amazing interview. Didn't you guys enjoy it? I surely enjoyed it. I'm sure she has a disgusting habit. We'll find it out. So remember to like, subscribe, turn on the notifications button, and go follow my Instagram to help make a change. So remember to do all those things, and we can, and we will make a difference. Okay, so remember, keep being kind to yourself and others, and keep letting your light shine.